Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. This is going to be a Stackery unboxing. Basically, I received this huge box, and in it is a lot of really amazing stuff. From Dave Stevens' art, I know is going to be in there, and I know some Betty Page is going to be in there, some Golden Age stuff, some Grails are going to be in there. Lots of great stuff inside the box. However, I have a bit of an issue. So Stackery sent it. They always do a pretty good job of wrapping it, but it got mangled. Like, if you can see, I'm not sure if you can see this, but there's like a big hole in the box. It just looks like whoever was dealing with it was FedEx. Not sure if they did that great of a job of handling it. I mean, Stackery put like fragile stuff all over it. They really marked it, saying, hey, be careful with it, and it gets just beaten up. So let's see how well Stackery does at packaging to see if it survived all this abuse. I'm a little bit nervous. So I'm just going to open it up. Okay, so I'm just going to put it on the floor because it is quite big. You can see, huge box, huge box. Look, it says fragile, and then you see the big hole. Just craziness. Hopefully it didn't get mangled. So put it on the floor. We'll see how it did. Okay, so this is a pretty big unboxing. So they put a lot of packaging. I can see like lots of bubble wrap. And they even put this kind of bubbly like protector. So I think along that whole side, there was a lot of that bubbles. So maybe it should be okay. I'm gonna actually, so here you can see, look at all the slabs, like all the slabs. So we're going to actually open the slabs first because I'm worried that they didn't survive. So let's see how well they did. I'm going to try to get into this one. Involves a bit of cutting. But there's lots of slabs in this package. And you'll see that. And some pretty cool books, actually, if I do say so myself. Once I get to them. Okay, so they did a good job of wrapping it. It's very bubble wrapped. I'm just trying to slice it open. I can maybe slide a few of these out, and I'll be good. Okay, I was able to slide those out. And slide some more out. They bubble wrapped it, and they put board on either side to make it stronger. And we got more bubble wrap. Okay, it looks like, from what I can see, the slabs, they look like they survived. So that's a good sign. So I'm gonna, sorry for the unwrapping, so a lot of unwrapping, but once I get through this little bit of unwrapping, I can show you a bunch of slabs. So I'm trying to build up maybe a little bit of suspense here. Okay, so we get into the very first slab, and it's a goodie. This is a Silver Age comic from 1961, and this is the first appearance of the Legion of Supervillains. So Legion of Supervillains. So you get the supervillains here. Now, I actually got this for a weird reason. I like these kind of first appearances, especially when they're on the cover. But the reason I got this was I really wanted to have that first supervillains, because I also have the Legion of Super Pets. I just like the comparison of villains. I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing. So yeah, so this is the first appearance of the Legion of Supervillains. So, you got, I've never even heard of these characters, to tell you the truth. Like, well, we got Cosmic King, Lightning Lord, and Saturn Queen. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So that's Superman 147. Not an expensive book. So that one's actually it's a minor key actually, but it's still, kind of cool. Okay, now we get into a really cool book that I've been looking for about probably about 15 to 20 years. I've been looking for this book, and it's the last one I needed to complete my collection of a very strange magazine. It's called Draculina. And it's Draculina number 7. I actually have all of the Draculinas. There's about 60 some odd in the collection. The first maybe 15 of them are pretty rare. Like, I mean, not pretty rare, extremely rare. Like number 1 of this series goes for anywhere from 1 to 2,000 depending on the grade. Just a very hard to find series. For people that collect horror magazines, this is kind of like, these are kind of like very popular or very sought after books. So this one, it was kind of an interesting series. It's sort of adult, like, there's a bit of nudity, just as a FYI. But it sort of, it's sort of like Scream Queens, if you're familiar with that, or Femme Fatale. And it's quite an interesting series. So the first ones were pretty, like, very homemade looking in terms of the quality of the magazine. But around issue 15, they switched to more professional, very slick covers and stuff. So you get this like very hand-drawn cover, and it's kind of interesting. Just a very interesting series to look for. Okay, so that was one that I've been looking for a really, really long time. And it's nice to finally have it in my collection. So that's a pretty cool book. Okay. Now, next one is a SOTI book. This is Martin Kane, and number 4. This was mentioned in The Seduction of the Innocent. Does it actually mention that? It doesn't actually say, like, CGC doesn't have the notes, but it is, it says first issue, numbering continued from My Secret Affair number 3. And this is from 1950. So this one, I believe it reprints another story, but it's actually one that was kind of potentially mentioned in The Seduction of the Innocent, and it's usually listed as being mentioned in Seduction of the Innocent. So it's really a nice, rare Seduction of the Innocent book. So very cool to get that. Actually, I was quite happy to get a high-grade version of it. It was the first copy I have ever seen listed, and it was a nice high grade, so I was quite happy with that. Now, this one's a fun one. I really like this one. Again, not an expensive book. A lot of these DC ones that I picked up, not that expensive. It's a nice high grade, too. This is Detective Comics 475. And this is actually the first appearance of these fish, these laughing fish. And it's actually a pretty cool story. Joker basically puts like these chemicals into the water that makes the fish go like crazy looking. And he can use them as weapons. It's kind of funny. Let me just take it out of the bag so you can see it a bit better maybe. So yeah, you can see those cute little fish. And these laughing fish, that's what they're called. It doesn't even say that it's their first appearance, but it is their first appearance. These laughing fish, he basically wants to get the copyright for it. So he goes around killing anyone that doesn't allow him to get the copyright for these silly fish, the patent for these fish. So it's kind of weird. It's and it even says the laughing fish on here. It's kind of funny. So yeah, very interesting Joker story. I just like those quirky characters and their first appearances. So that's the Laughing Fish first appearance, and that's in Detective Comics 475. Now the next one is a pretty cool comic. This is like, if you're familiar with Good Girl art and these kind of like almost KKK looking like characters, these like hooded figures, I guess. You have like, this is Fighting Yank number 23, a very, very expensive. Like you can see, I didn't pay this. It says $1,500. Actually, I talked them down on the pricing. I believe I got it for just around 1,000 mark. So very expensive book, very sought after, and it's not even that high of a grade. It's like a 1.8. But just a but the cover presented well, so that's why I picked it up. Let me see if I can show it a bit better, so you can see the cover. So it's not too bad. There's some writing on her face, which is kind of annoying, but other than that, it's quite nice. And so this is one of the covers that I was seeking from that Fighting Yank series. I'm also looking for, I believe it's 22 or 24 with Miss Mask is also. One cover is with Miss Mask from Fighting Yank that I'm looking for. Okay, next one is, this is a big one. This is a Junior, Junior number 16. And this is the last from the Junior series. I just need one more and I have the complete collection of Junior. This is quite a nice Good Girl art series. It's got headlight covers. You can see that. It is the last of the series, and it's also a roller coaster one. I love these roller coaster kind of style covers. And it's Al Felstein art. So very rare, these books. Again, these are highly sought after. This book, I think I paid $1,000 for it. I talked them down again. This was, I think they had listed at $1,500, and I talked them down to $1,000. So for this grade, it's a 4.5. That's actually quite good for this book. Usually it's listed around that $1,500 mark. So did quite well on that one. Okay, and the last one is, and this one's a bit rough, but this is Batman 53, and it's got a big tear out of here, and that's why it's a 2.5. If it wasn't for that, it would actually be quite nice. But this is another one that's mentioned in Seduction of the Innocent. So there was a few issues, like 3 issues from Batman that were mentioned in Seduction of the Innocent, and this is one of them. So this is Batman 53, and it's just the reason I think it was mentioned in Seduction of the Innocent, it's one of those ones where Robin's in bondage and Batman has to save him. And so that's why Wortham didn't really like that kind of situation. He felt like it was a little bit homoerotic. And he felt like, Robin was kind of seen as a female character because it's usually the females that are getting rescued. So that's why this one was mentioned in Seduction of the Innocent. This is Batman 53. So that's that one. And then we got some more. There's some more. Actually, the slabs are pretty amazing. And there's going to be a lot more. This is going to be a long video. Sorry. But this is a really great book. I'm super excited to have this in my collection. This is Tomorrow. And this is about what if America became a communist country. And being a little bit pro-capitalist myself, I'm a business owner, so I'm going to be pro-capitalist. I kind of don't want to see governments getting too much power. And this is kind of what if situation. What if, America under communism. So, and then they have on the back of it, the back is actually cooler in some ways than the front, because it actually gives like what citizens should do to basically protect their freedoms. So it's like fight communism with the 10 commandments of citizenship. And then know your government, know your issues before it. Know the issues before it. Keep up on foreign problems. Be tolerant of other races, religions, and nationalities. Practice your own religion. Read newspapers, magazines critically. Use your vote. Follow closely the actions of elected representatives. Join political organizations. Be America first. I thought that was kind of interesting. So, very cool book. This is America. And this was actually released by the Catholic... No, not Catholic. Cataclydal... I can't even say that. I'm going to totally brutalize that. So this was produced in 1947, though. It was one of these things that was given out as a free pamphlet to sort of, help people, have more sense of the war against communism, basically. But the cool thing about it was there was actually 3 versions. One version actually had a 10-cent cover, and this is not that one. And then there was a one with no price with a blank circle, which is this one. This, you can see it's got a blank where the price would have been. And then there's actually one with just a flag cover. So this is the variant where it's got the no price. So just a really great book. I didn't do it justice in terms of pronouncing the name of the company that produced it, but other than that. Okay, so then we got one more. And this is another big book. So a lot of big books to start off this video because I was looking at the slabs first. This is Wonder Comics number 20. And it's in a high grade for what it is. This is a really great good girl art. It's Alex Schomburg art. So it's very that classic Alex Schomburg airbrush style. And it's the typical like 40s girl with like that red dress. And just a really great good girl art cover. This is actually the last from the Wonder Comics series. This is a pretty hot series. I really love the artwork because Schomburg did most of the covers, if not all the covers for Wonder Comics. So, but it also has some really major artists that were also involved. So we got Frank Frazetta, George Roussos, and Alex Schomburg. So, and Gene Fawcett. So those are all some pretty big art. Like Frank Frazetta is kind of one of the major artists of the Golden Age. So just a really great comic. So that's Wonder Comics number 20. Okay, so that was the slabs. And actually there's one more thing I didn't open that I didn't almost missed. And it's a big book too. Wow. Okay, so another big book. Lots of big books in this unboxing. This is Grendel number 1. This is not the first appearance of Grendel, but this is his first ongoing series. He made his first appearance in Primer number 2, but this is his first series. This is a very hot book because they're making a series for Grendel. So very hot comic right now. And it's a little bit bigger than a regular comic size, as you can see. It's just a bit wider. It's almost like a magazine format. So that's Grendel number 1. Very cool. That's kind of like an 80s grail, like Copper Age grail book. I kind of see the Copper Age as having 4 main big books. Like you got Albedo number 2, we got Primer number 2, and we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and The Crow. Those are kind of the big books that came out of that Copper Age. And having that's not the key grail, but it's like the second level to that grail. But you just wait. There's more to come. Okay. Okay, so another big number of books. Okay, so we're going to see what's inside here. And I got to find some space to put it. Okay, so I got to do a bit of slicing again. They did do a good job of wrapping. So far, no damages from what I could see, even though the box on the outside was pretty mangled. So that's always a good sign. Okay, so I got through the first layer of bubble wrap, and I got to the comics. So I'm going to just put those in there. There. And there. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Okay, some of these are not boarded, so a little bit rough, but okay. We got some Betty Page. So we got Betty Page Unbound, number 8. I actually now have the full series since I've received these. So this is number 8. Betty Page number 9, Unbound. I just really like these Betty Page covers. probably, if you've watched a bunch of my videos, you'll notice that I really like good girl art. So this is Betty Page Unbound, and this is like a variant cover, I believe. I really like this cover. It's kind of got that kind of reminds me of almost like Archie, plus when Archie did Afterlife, where you have like the zombies attacking. So I kind of like that one. And then we got some Dave Stevens art. So this is Crossfire number 12, and it's the Marilyn Monroe cover. This is kind of paying homage to the fact, I think it was like 31 years that she had been dead by the time this comic came out. And it's just a really great Marilyn Monroe sleeping in the bed kind of cover. And just a really great cover from Dave Stevens. Just really great one. Okay, next is a character that I really liked as a kid. Now, I actually liked a lot of cartoons when I was a kid. I mean cartoons. Those Sunday comic characters. You know, the comics that you would get in the Sunday Post. And one of the characters that I actually had like a whole bunch of like little comic books, actual like paperback books, was this character. I had a whole bunch of his stuff, and this character is Heathcliff. I kind of liked Heathcliff better than Garfield even. And this is Heathcliff number 1. This is his first comic book appearance. And I've been told that they're making a cartoon series about Heathcliff. So that might be interesting. I'm looking forward to that because I actually really like Heathcliff. He's much more mischievous than Garfield. Garfield's kind of laid back and a little bit lazy. But Heathcliff's more, out there and doing stuff. So yeah, I really liked Heathcliff. So yeah. Heathcliff number 1. First appearance of Heathcliff. Okay, so that's that one. Then we got more Betty Page Unbound, number 7. And Betty Page Unbound, number 6. Really great covers. And these are pretty new in terms of they just came out a couple of years ago. It was either last year or the year before. I believe it's 2020 though. Then we got some more Dave Stevens art. This is his Rocketeer. Just really great Rocketeer cover. And then we got some more stuff. Oh, some more Dave Stevens. Okay, this is a variant cover for DV8. And it's just Dave Stevens happened to do this cover. Not one of my favorite of Dave Stevens actually, but is like I'm trying to get the complete Dave Stevens cover art so collection. I'm about 6 issues away from having the complete collection. So yes, this is Dave Stevens DV8. So that's kind of cool. And another Dave Stevens. This is Amazing Heroes. And I believe it's Amazing Heroes number 37. And it's great because it's got these kind of, it looks like photographs, like vintage photographs, but they're actually hand-drawn. And it's quite, the artwork it just shows you the level of his skill. Just a really great artist, Dave Stevens. So yeah, I've been collecting his stuff. Maybe not interesting to everybody out there, but I really enjoy Dave Stevens art. And if you check out my Instagram, actually, if you kind of go back a little bit on my Instagram account, you can see all some of his covers, and they're really brilliant. So I actually did a bunch of posts of the comics that I have from Dave Stevens on my Instagram account, where I kind of, show some of the stuff that he did. And I think it's, it's quite brilliant. Okay, some more Dave Stevens. Like you'll notice a big theme here with Dave Stevens. Okay, so we got Dave Stevens, the Rocketeer, and this is Rocketeer Cargo of Doom number 1. And this is a great one because it has like this character Betty Page in the corner. I believe that is Betty Page. He did both the Rocketeer and Betty Page. So and also one of the characters in the Rocketeer was named Betty, and she was actually an homage to Betty Page. So I'm not sure if it's Betty Page or if it's the character from the Rocketeer. So a little bit of question there. Okay, the next one is another from the series Cargo of Doom, Rocketeer Cargo of Doom. This is number 4 of that series, and another Dave Stevens cover. So I've been trying to get all of Dave Stevens' art. And Dave Stevens, just if you're not familiar with his art, he did a lot of really great Good Girl art, but he also was the guy who created the Rocketeer, and they're making a new movie or series about the Rocketeer. So his artwork could become pretty hot because he's an artist that died young and very sought after by collectors. Okay, so this is another, this is actually a huge book, you can see. This is Amazing Heroes Preview Special Summer 1988. This is just a really thick book with a Dave Stevens cover. This cover was actually used on another book as well, but this is a pretty rare book for Dave Stevens, and it's Amazing Heroes 145. So that's kind of cool. Okay, so that was the big Dave Stevens collection, and now this is it looks like an order from My Comic Shop. So there might be some adult stuff in here that I couldn't get sent to Canada. So I've been sending My Comic Shop stuff to Stackery just because sometimes I like to get some of the adult covers and comics, and they won't send it to Canada. So that's why there's some My Comic Shop stuff in here, and you'll see that once I go through this. Just like a big, okay, so you'll see actually there are some adult ones, so I'm gonna have to be really careful about censoring it, but you'll see it's not too extreme, but yeah. Okay, then we got first one is Avengers number 258, and I forget, I think this is the first appearance of Firelord. I think so, I'm pretty sure. You can quote me in the comments below if this is really his first appearance, but I believe it is. So that's Avengers 258. And then we got a whole bunch of Betty Page. This is where I couldn't get it sent to Canada. They wouldn't send Betty Page to Canada, which is so annoying because I like Betty Page. Okay, so I've been trying to get a complete collection of all the Betty Page books. So this is Betty Page number 2. This is, I forget which series this is. This is the 2020 series. So that's Betty Page number 2. I'm going to put it down here, I guess. And we got Betty Page number 4. And these are all, like, there's some variants in here. This is just one of the variants. I think this is one of the incentive variants. So we got that. Then we got another one that they wouldn't send. This is Good Girl Art Quarterly. And this had a lot of interesting Good Girl art. And it's just like sort of female characters doing their stuff. A lot of Golden Age characters were kind of brought back in this. And this is number 6 from that series. And I really like this Good Girl art. I believe it's actually a character's first appearance as well. And then we got some sketch variant cover. This is an incentive cover of Betty Page, number 5. So that's kind of cool. Very cute, sexy sketch there. Okay, and we have Good Girl Art Quarterly again. This is number 5. So, and then we have Good Girl Art Quarterly number 1. So these are kind of cool. I highly recommend them because it has like so many of these great classic Golden Age girls. Like you got Choo Choo and Torchy. I really like Torchy, and Sky Girl. So kind of cool. I like the fact that they brought back a lot of those Golden Age characters that had sort of disappeared. They sort of almost went out of people's memory. So I kind of like the fact that they brought them back. And then we have East Meets West. I believe, I'm just trying to look at it here. I believe this is a Dave Stevens cover. East Meets West. This is Dave Stevens cover. So it's one of my Dave Stevens collection. And then we have some more Betty Page. This is another, I try to get all the variants basically. This is Betty Page number 1. And it's just another kind of black and white variant. A lot of the black and white variants for Betty Page are like retailer incentive variants. So like 1 in 25 or 1 in 50 variants. Then we got number 4. And another number 4. This is an homage to Batman and Robin, first appearance of Robin. You know, where she's kind of going through the drum, I guess it is. It looks like a drum, but it's probably like a just like something to go through. Okay, then we got a nude photo cover of Betty Page, and this is just another one. They kind of censored it. It's funny. When the company that created these came out, they censored it with this like black box. But the funny thing is, her boobs are above the censor, so it's like, what's the point? So yeah, so that's number 4, the nude variant, nude photo variant. And then we have Good Girl Art Quarterly number 9. Okay, so you can see that I'm collecting all those as well. And that had Garganta, I should say. And then we have Betty Page number 1. This is another variant. I just really like all these different covers. The stories inside Betty Page, kind of so-so. I've read some of them, very so-so. But the covers are great. So, and it's, you know, they're very silly. They're not, you know, nothing to take seriously. Then we got Ninja High School number 1, I believe. And it's just the first Ninja High School, so I picked it up. Okay. And then we have Good Girl Art Quarterly number 13. And then we have Good Girl Art Quarterly number 12. And the reason actually I picked this one up, like I actually was collecting Good Girl Art Quarterly, but this is also a Betty Page homage, so that was kind of cool. And then we got some more Betty Page, the very Betty Page theme to this unboxing. This is number 3. And we got some more. Then we got, I just thought this was a cool book, Creepsville. And I'm not sure if there was anything even special about this book. But I just thought it was kind of a cool cover. Creepsville number 5. And if there is something special about this book, please tell me. I don't remember. I don't think so. I just like the cover. So, yeah. So, and then we got the New Avengers number 11. And this is the first appearance of some female character. Wait, I'm trying to remember her name. That's the problem. Like you probably wonder, why does he forget all these names? But there's just so many characters, and it's like she's like the female agent in she's in a lot of the movies. She has no powers or anything. She's just a female agent. But you know, it's just a character that this is her first appearance. Is in New Avengers number 11. And again, you can tell me in the comments below who that character was. I do remember it. I just blanking on the name at this moment. So that sometimes happens. Okay, so we got some more from my comic shop. Okay, this one, actually a couple of these have like certificates of authenticity. Oh, wow, okay. So another thing that I ordered that they wouldn't send to Canada is Cavewoman. Okay, so if you're a fan of Bud Root, this is going to be a good video for you because these are some really cool covers. So we got Cavewoman number 4. This is the first series. So this is like the 4th appearance of Cavewoman. And then we got Cavewoman number 6. I believe that it was a 1 through 6, the very first series of Cavewoman. And this is Cavewoman on the cover. So it's kind of a cool cover. You know, You can see that she's sort of a busty, busty girl that goes around fighting dinosaurs. And then we got, this is Warlock number 15. And this is the first cover appearance of Gamora. So that's Gamora right there. This is her first cover appearance. So they're going to do, I guess, in the next Guardians of the Galaxy, really focus on Gamora and, what's her name? Her sister. Oh, what's her name? Oh, geez, why am I blanking on names today? I'm terrible with names, just so you know. I'm terrible with names. I want to say Mantis, but I know I'm not. It's not Mantis. The girl with the cyber implants and stuff. Oh, what's her name? Okay, why do I forget people's name? So we got Pip the Troll here, and see, I remember all these people. Thanos, like, but I can't remember her name. Gamora and what's her name? So yeah. I will remember her sister's name later. Again, some more Cavewoman, and this is Cavewoman Origin number 1. And whoa, okay, so I gotta censor this one. Again, they wouldn't have sent this to Canada. So this one actually is kind of a different cover, the nude cover, and it has like great. As I flash the back, it has like a certificate of authenticity that it was a limited cover, only 700 of those made. Then we have Cavewoman number 5. So basically, the story of Cavewoman is like their town gets kind of invaded by dinosaurs. It's like almost like goes back in time kind of idea. And she's sort of like this woman that kind of comes in and saves the day. So that's Cavewoman number 5. And then we got Cavewoman number 2. So this is an early Cavewoman. And then this also has a certificate of authenticity because I believe it's signed by Bud Root. So that's kind of cool. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, you can see his signature right there. So actually both of these were signed. This one's also signed too. And they all have certificates of authenticity. Now, I believe my comic shop has like some special deal with Bud Root, or they know him or something, because I see a lot of like original art sold on my comic shop for Bud Root. So it's kind of interesting. And this is just a really great cover. This is like, Invisible Girls kind of cool, sexy John Byrne art. And yeah, that's one of my favorite. Actually, this is one of my favorite John Byrne covers, just so you know. And that's Fantastic Four 245. And this is Simpsons number 1. And I actually picked this up not because I didn't have it. I actually had this before, but my son stole my copy. So this is me getting a lower grade. This is like a VF copy. And I'm going to get my mint copy back from him. So I'm going to give this to my son just to get my copy back. And then we got Jungle Tales of Cavewoman. This is from 1998. It's a nice Bud Root cover. And then we got one more Cavewoman. Cavewoman Pangea C, number 11. Just a really great cover. I really like Bud Root's art. So I've been trying to get a lot of these Cavewoman ones. They can be, fairly, like the more recent stuff can be fairly inexpensive. The older stuff is quite pricey from him. So number 1 issue is the big one because that's her first appearance. So we're going to show some more from my comic shop. This is Terminator number 1. And actually, I didn't realize this, but this book is the first appearance of the Terminator in comics. I actually had the later one from Dark Horse, but this in Now Now Comics was his first appearance. So the Terminator number 1. And I believe they're going to be doing something with the Terminator. I mean, he's already been in movies and stuff, but I believe they're going to do something more with him. I believe that Marvel had just got the rights to both Predator and Terminator, so I imagine they're going to do some stuff with them. We got some more Cavewoman. So Jungle Tales number 2. Okay. And then we got some more Cavewoman, and this is Rain number 1. Cavewoman Rain. So nice. And some more, number 4 from that same series. And another series that Bud Root was involved with is called Tigress, and this is Tigress number 1. It has that kind of, reminds me of a little bit of Frank Frazetta art. I'm not sure who did the cover. It's not Frazetta art cover, but it has that same style. Actually, who is it by? I'm not sure who the cover is. I was just gonna say, is it Frazetta? But yeah, yeah, it has like Frazetta style. Okay, then we got another Rain number 6 and Rain number 2. Not in order. So, but this is kind of cool. So you can see how there's always dinosaurs and some good girl art. Another one of these Tigress ones, Mike, I guess the other cover was the same artist. He actually signs his name in the same style as Frazetta. So I don't know if that's him paying homage to the one that obviously influenced his style. But so this is Mike Hoffman. Half again? I don't know. I just want to mispronounce his name. So so you can see this is Tigress number 1, another variant cover of that. And then we got another Tigress number 2. And I wish I could see his name at the top. I was trying to read his name from the bottom, but it's actually kind of hard to read his signature. So we got Tigress number 2. And we got another, this is a different series, Tigress Hidden Lands number 1. So I got a bunch of these Tigress ones because I thought the cover art was quite nice. And then we have Tigress Tales number 1, another Tigress one. So a bunch of Tigress ones with this Hoppigan artwork. Okay, so that's that. And we got one more big package, and then we're done. Okay, so hope you're enjoying this. A little bit. I'm still trying to remember Gamora's sister's name. So this whole time I'm a little bit, like, maybe a little bit weird. I'm trying to remember her name. I don't know why I keep on saying her name. Okay, so I'm just still thinking about her name as I open up this bag of comics. Okay, I'm almost through all the... You can hear all the bubble wrap just popping away. Believe it or not, I actually met the actress that played that character too, so I'm kind of embarrassed that I can't remember her name. Why am I blanking on her name? I actually really like that character. Okay. Whole bunch of bubble wrap, and we get into some more cool comics. Actually, lots of really great comics in here. I'll put them. Where can I put them? Don't even have any more space. And I dropped my knife on the floor. Okay, so we got Crazy Cat number 1. This is really cool. I believe this is Crazy Cat number 1. Yeah, this is Dell 4-color 696. And this is the first series for Crazy Cat. Yeah, so kind of cool. I think actually this might not be Crazy Cat number 1. This might be Crazy Cat number 2. I'm not sure. I believe it might be number 2. So that's kind of nice though. I actually do have Crazy Cat number 1 somewhere in here, I believe. So we'll see that. And then we got, this is Bad Planet number 6. Now, this is Dave Stevens' art, and it's a very rare comic. I've actually seen this listed for like $1,000, which is insane. You should never pay that much. I paid $6. So just so you know, you shouldn't pay 1,000. I've seen it listed like that on eBay. It is just a really rare comic. So Bad Planet number 6. I was happy to get it for $6. But it's probably like one of those $30 to $50 comics. And one that's not bagged or boarded or anything, but is a major grail. Why do people send it this way? Is this Primer number 2. And it's a little bit beaten up. You can see the spine is a little bit rough. I'd say it's a 4 or 5. It's flat other than that, but it's a really major comic. This is pretty much one of the big grails of the Copper Age. This is Grendel's first appearance in Comico Premiere number 2. So kind of a shame that they didn't bag and border it. I'm gonna fix that later. That I bag and board that one. And we got the real Ghostbusters. This is just Ghostbusters, I should say. This is actually the first Ghostbusters comic. I actually tried to get this from a comic dealer, and I thought I could get it for like a couple bucks. He didn't want to sell it because he also wanted to collect it. So I paid about $6 for this. It is not the same Ghostbusters that we know, like Venkman and like all those characters. But it is, you know, kind of an interesting, like, ripoff, maybe, of the Ghostbusters. So that's kind of cool. And then we got some Rocketeer and Dave Stevens art. So this is Dave Stevens' Rocketeer Adventures. And this is the black and white cover. Fairly rare, these black and white covers. I believe that they were a limited number that they produced. And now we have the big Cavewoman book. This is Cavewoman number 1. This is really, really, I didn't pay that much, actually. I paid around 100 and something for it, which is pretty good. I've seen this listed up to about 600. And it's in reasonable shape. It's in good shape. I'd say it's like a VF. So yeah, so, you know, her first appearance, kind of a cool book, very rare book, because this is when, you know, when she first started out, and they didn't produce that many of these. So quite a rare book. So Cavewoman number 1. That's pretty cool. I'm really excited about that one. And then we got the Sixth Gun. And this is a Sixth Gun number 1, first of the series. And I just picked this up because it was cheap. It's like $3. I got this and another issue for $3. And I just heard that I heard like a few years ago that they tried to make they actually did a pilot and everything, but it didn't go anywhere. The series never came out. So this book at one point was like hundreds of dollars, and then it dropped back down to almost dollar bin book. So it's kind of funny that I like these ones where it has that kind of story where it goes up to some really crazy price and then drops to almost nothing. But I think if a story is worthy of being potentially greenlit for a series or, you know, a movie or whatever, I think maybe it's worth checking out. So I figured, hey, why not just pick it up? It's cheap. You never know. Might be interesting. And even if it doesn't go anywhere as a movie or whatever. And then we got number 2 from that same series. So that's number 1. This is number 2. So kind of cool. And then we get some really obscure stuff. This is kind of interesting stuff. So I might actually have to hold this in a different way just because I have to censor the cover a little bit. I try to keep it PG on this channel, sorry. This is a very strange one. This is Amputee Love, number 1. And basically what Amputee Love was this couple. They both had amputations and they basically wanted to create like almost like a romance or love thing, you know, to show that amputees are like sexy too, book. So this is kind of like an adult book for amputations. I just thought it was so weird that I was very curious about it. So That's Amputee Love number 1. Very rare book, very obscure, kind of like kind of a weird book. So I like those kind of weird obscure books. And then we got another kind of major one. And they put tape, really brutal tape. I'm gonna have to rebag this one because the bag just ripped as I removed the tape. This is Clairvoyant, and this is Clairvoyant number 1. Extremely rare. I believe that this one, like, you can see that it's very faded. It's like a very faded cover. The real color is this. See this like strip along here? That's the original color. So you can see that this is just completely faded. But it looks kind of cool, even though it's completely faded. You know, something must have been like sitting on it or something. I don't know. But it's just faded. Like it's faded in a very weird ways, where it's just the edge that's remaining of the original color. So just a really great series from the Golden Age. I believe it's Clairvoyant number 4. That's from The Seduction of the Innocent too. I believe so. So yeah, so just a really great one. And then we get some more Golden Age goodness with All-Star Comics number 18. This is just a really great insect cover, and you got the JSA trying to fight them. Okay. And then we have Hickory number 1 or number 6. And this is just sort of like one of those silly like comics from the Golden Age. This Farmer's Daughter. There's a bunch of these kind of humor, like kind of not quite adult, just but kind of humor, a bit sexy, kind of good girl art kind of comics. And this is Hickory number 6. Actually quite a pricey, you know, if you find those ones, they're quite pricey. Now this one, wow, it is just really bad shape. I knew this was bad shape, but it is actually a kind of a major key. This is Thrilling Comics number 56. And this is Alex Schomburg art. And this is like maybe, I would say a 1.5. It's just that mangled. You got, you know, you can even see the Alex Schomburg signature here. It's not a great cover, but it is a major key. It is the first appearance of Princess Pantha. So just a really great comic to have in my collection. It is actually a duplicate. I actually thought that this one was lost. They ended up finding it, and then yeah, so I'm not quite sure what to do with it. So I'm probably gonna sell that or give it away or do something. If you're interested, maybe you can have that one. It's in really low grade. It's still, even though it's in a low grade, it's like a $50 to $100 book. And then we got Flash number 140. And this is the first appearance of Heatwave. I believe that's Heatwave right there. Yeah, it even says Heatwave. Heatwave is a character that's mentioned in Legends of Tomorrow. He's kind of one of the main characters. So I just thought that was kind of cool to get his first appearance. So that's that one. And then we got Dumbo. Dumbo, and this is Dell 4-color 234. I didn't pay much for this. I thought it was really cool. It's not Dumbo's first appearance. That's actually an earlier 4-color. I believe it's 16. But I actually have that as well. But this is just a really great Dumbo cover, and it has a really great back, you know, a little cartoon. It is, you know, just as a personal story. My daughter, when she was really, really young, she'd watch Dumbo just repetitively. Like she'd watch it all day, basically, if she was able to. She just loved Dumbo. I don't know why, but she really loved Dumbo when she was very young. So I'm sort of nostalgic towards Dumbo because of my daughter. So, and then we got, it even says it on it. This is Samurai Santa, and this is Samurai Santa number 1. This is the first Jim Lee artwork. So this is, does it even say give him credit on the cover? No, it doesn't even give him credit. So that's how, how early on in Jim Lee's career this was. So this is Jim Lee's first artwork was in this comic, Samurai Santa #1. And this has become sort of a hot book recently. So I thought it was just kind of cool to get Jim Lee's first artwork. Okay, then we got some Rocketeer stuff. Some more Rocketeer. Okay, so we got Rocketeer #3. And this is another one of these Dave Stevens covers. So I've been trying to, as I said, collect all the Dave Stevens covers, and this is just another in that collection. Okay. And I'm going to, there's one that's a little awkward to get to, so I'm going to leave that for the end. Oh, this is, what is this? I have no idea what this is. I'm just sort of trying to figure this one out. Now this could be one of the people that follow this channel. They won some kind of prize, like some free comics, and it might be this one. That's one of the ones that was free, and it's QE. So thank you, QE. I believe that this might be one of the ones that was part of that free comics, that mystery box of comics. And I don't know why he sent it to me, but he lives in Germany, so maybe that's why he didn't want to pay for the shipping to Germany for free comics. So this is Captain Canuck, I believe, and we got Beyond Battle. I'm not sure. I'm not really familiar with that comic. We got another one. Just got to open it up a bit because it's got an extra board on it. Oh, okay, cool. More Dave Stevens. Okay, so we got Dave Stevens, the Rocketeer. And this is Adventures #2. Another really great Dave Stevens cover from IDW. Okay, getting to the end here. And I'm still trying to remember Gamora's sister's name. Like, you're probably laughing in the as you're watching this, because you're like, why is he not able to remember her name? I still can't remember. I don't know why. Okay, this is a pulp magazine, and it's actually one of the few. It's the only pulp magazine that was mentioned in the Seduction Innocent. This is Out of This World #2, and it's from 1950. And it was mentioned in the Seduction of the Innocent. I'm not sure why it was mentioned. Could have been for the cover. It's got very headlight cover, sexy cover. Just a really rare book pulp that was mentioned in the Seduction of the Innocent. And it's one of those ones where it's not that expensive. A lot of these pulp books are really affordable. I mean, they have these great covers. You know, a lot of people are cover buyers, like, where they don't even bother reading the book, but they just love the covers. And this is a really great cover. And it's mentioned in Seduction of the Innocent, and you can get it for under $100. So very affordable book, considering, its, importance. Oh, and then we got some more of that Creep Show. And this is Creep Show #1. Creepsville, I should say. Creepsville #1. And I thought this was a really kind of cool cover. I'm not sure who does the cover, but I just thought it was really cool. So that's why I bought most of that series, just because I thought it was cool. And then we got Creepsville #2. So I was just picking up that whole series just because I thought it was kind of lots of cool covers. And, why not, right? Okay, so they were cheap. They were like $1, $2. It wasn't like expensive books. Okay. Last bag of books. Okay, so this is probably another My Comic Shop order. Okay, So we got some more Betty Page. This is another one of these retail incentive covers. Number 6 for Betty Page. Or number 5, I should say. Betty Page number 5. And then we have another Betty Page number 5. And this is another one of those variant 1 in 15, probably, I believe. And then we have a nude cover, but this they actually censored correctly. So they got a little censor going on there. And this is number 5 again. So I got most of the different variants for each of them. And we got another retail incentive one. And this is number 5 again. So 5. Then we have another number 5. This is the colored version. I believe this is just the A cover. Yeah, it's the A cover. And then we have Good Girl Art Quarterly. And again, this is another homage to Betty. So you got Betty, it even says Betty Books in the background. You got the poster of Betty Page in the background. So I thought that was cool. As I said, I'm trying to collect Betty Page stuff, and this is kind of one of those situations where it's a good mix of Good Girl Art plus Betty Page. Well, Betty Page is usually Good Girl Art, so it's not that much of a... But we got Good Girl Art number 11. And then we got Primer number 6. And I forgot, one sec here. I'm going to read what this is. I'm trying to remember. Primer number 6. I forgot, but Primer number 6 has a first appearance of some character. It might be Evangeline. I believe it is Evangeline. So this is Primer number 6. I've been trying to collect all these Comico primers just because they had a lot of first appearances of some sort of major indie characters, I should say. And then we got Good Girl Art Quarterly number 2. So you'll notice I almost had that complete series as well. And then we have Betty Page number 5 again. So a little bit of sexy photo cover. And then we have the Ultimates number 2 or 8, number 8. And I believe this is the first appearance of somebody. I'm just trying to remember who. Again, I don't remember who's the first appearance in this, but I believe it is somebody. I forgot. You know, get too many books and you forget. Okay, so then we got another Good Girl Art Quarterly, number 15. Nice photo cover. And Avengers number 4. Again, this is that first appearance of that female agent that I mentioned. And then we got Creepsville number 3. So, as you can see, I got the full series of Creepsville. And then we got the Eternals number 1. This is the second series, I believe. Does it say? This is Herald Factor. And this is the first appearance of the Deviants, like some major Deviant character made their first appearance in this. And then we got Betty Page number 5. Like this is, I always mispronounce his name. It's Linsner. I always mispronounce his name. Why? I don't know, but I do. So I wanted to get that corrected. And then we got Penny Dreadful. This was an interesting TV series, so I thought, hey, why not pick up number 1? So this is Penny Dreadful, number 1. And then we have one more, Dynamite number 1. I actually have like the colored version of this. Just a really great cover. And this is the 1 in, the 1 in 25 or whatever it is version of it, of Betty Page number 1. So that has been my unboxing. believe that's everything. Yep, I believe that's everything. Is there anything at the bottom? Oh, no. And it did survive. The box, you know, was mangled, but it did survive. And I'm going to put it in the notes what her name was. What is her name? What? Tell me in the comments below. I am so embarrassed. I can't remember her name. I'm going through, I keep on saying Gamora in my head, which is messing me up. So, Thanos' daughter, other daughter, again, somebody that, Nebula. See, I remembered. I remembered the very end of the video. See, you watch like an hour and 5 minutes to get to this point where I remember Nebula. Oh my goodness, I couldn't remember Nebula. What the heck? Why? I even met the actress that played Nebula at a Comic-Con. So, see, I do have somewhat good memory, but sometimes I forget names. Even ones that I should really know. Nebula is one I definitely do know, and very great character. And her first appearance is really affordable. It's like in Avengers 2 something. Now I forget what issue she's in, but I couldn't remember her name. I remembered her name. I'm super happy. You don't have to comment below saying, oh, you should really know her name. And everyone's going to comment that. If you waited till the end of the video, you would have noticed that I did remember Nebula. So I hope you enjoyed this unboxing. I know it was a very long unboxing. I hope it was fun, though. Lots of really awesome things in it. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.